Welcome to Porchlight, a presentation of Porchlight VNA and Home Care, providing top-rate, highly personalized care for families and individuals in the Berkshires and also those in the Pioneer Valley in Hampden and Hampshire counties, including our new Chicopee office. And I'm very happy to welcome to the program someone who is very in tune with our senior citizens, our elder residents here in the Berkshires, specifically in the town of Great Barrington. She is Polly Mann, who is the director of the Claire Teague Senior Center, which is right on Route 7,
yes.
A very accessible location. So, Polly, great to have you on the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on in. So, the Senior Center,
Yes.
there are perceptions of what that may mean to the general public or even to seniors themselves. So, tell me generally kind of what happens at the Senior Center in Great Barrington.
Well, it's a very active center. It does have stereotypes of I'm going to the senior center and we're going to play bingo, which we do play bingo.
Right. Nothing wrong with bingo.
We love bingo. We serve bagels with our bingos. We have ice cream sundaes at Great Barrington Rehab. Comes in and calls bingo. So we do have the bingo, but we also have exercise and daily meals and discussion groups and art groups and presentations and educational seminars, and it's busy from 8 to 3:30 every Monday through Friday.
And the thing of it is, we have a population that is aging.
Yes.
We have a generation, the baby boom generation specifically, that is beginning to get in that area. And I think we even had this conversation before the program. What do we call these individuals? Because we call it the Senior Center, but do individuals of a certain age, do they really want to be called seniors?
No, they don't.
Certainly don't.
And even baby boomers. Things are changing. Senior population is changing. And it's a wide gap between 55 and we have people 99 that attend the Senior Center. So that's a wide range of activities and interests to fill. That's what we try to do.
So, so how do you do that? Now, you've been there for 2 years.
Yes, 2 years.
And, you know, there are some of the basic services, you know, maybe you'd call them your core services.
Right.
I believe, you know, things like, you know, transportation, if possible, or that sort of thing. But, you know, but then there's this flexibility, I'm sure, that you want to create and be adaptive and responsive. So, tell me about those two levels. You know, you go in, there are some things that you got to do, and then there's that other side. So, tell me about that a little bit.
Well, meals are important. We have meals from Elder Services that bring in Monday through Friday. Those are basic needs that we provide, as well as transportation, which is through Southern Berkshire Elderly Transportation. They're separate, but they are housed in our building, and they provide seniors with transportation to medical appointments and all types of you know, social events and things to the Senior Center throughout South County. But the meals are, community meals and transportations are a core need of seniors. And then we have the things that we can kind of play around with as games and programs, different special events, but exercise and health and education and transportation are those core needs that we meet.
And looking at the actual physical plan of it, and you know, it's a relatively small building, but there is that nice hall area where I suppose you could have a dance, you can have dinners, you can have all kinds of things like that. And I know there's a piano there too, because often there are great conversations over the piano as far as that goes. But you know, what are some of those things, you know, newer programs that the seniors, again, you're talking about that range, 55 to 99 plus of people who you serve. You know, how are you adapting, especially to that younger generation?
Well, we just created, actually last year we started tap dancing. That grew, and then they wanted a second tap dance class, and actually they're talking about a third tap dance class, which is, you know, pretty vigorous. We've added more exercise seems to be an interest for the younger seniors, and we have squeaky sneakers, and we're looking into Zumba. So those classes are very popular.
Squeaky sneakers.
Squeaky sneakers.
Now, what is that a proper squeaky sneakers?
Well, they wear their sneakers and they squeak as they play the music, and it's a little more advanced than, say, a chair exercise.
Okay.
And we do have some exercise classes that are on the floor on floor mats, and they're pretty intense and very popular on Mondays, and wonderful reviews about that. So plus we do have seniors up in their, late 80s attending these exercise classes. We're putting on a hoedown in September on a Saturday, the 20th, and that'll be fun with a country western band. Food is always important, and walks we've started. We took a walk over at Lake Mansfield, and another one we took a cemetery walk with, actually that was started with Be Well Berkshires.
Oh, wonderful.
And that was a wonderful program that was introduced through our triad, a monthly triad meeting. And we're going to try to continue those monthly walks into the winter, where we'll open up the dining room to walk around in the open. We're out of the weather. And
looking at the setup, now you are under the auspices of the town of Great Barrington, but there's also, I presume, a Council on Aging board.
Yes.
So how does that work? That's sort of the governing body, and yet it's under the town. So
Right.
and so you kind of have a lot of different entities to be responsive to,
Yes.
including those seniors, I'm sure, who knock on your door all the time. So that's got to be interesting.
Yes, yes, it is a town-run building, and we have a Council on Aging with 9 members who we meet monthly. It's a wonderful board, and they're very active. You'll see them there at the Senior Center helping me all the time. And again, it's the town budgeted. The town, Great Barrington, funds the Senior Center, so we do our best to provide for these seniors.
Fantastic. Now, tell me about your background a little bit, Polly. You've been here for 2 years, but before that, you were in housing, I believe?
Yeah, so I was in Berkshire Housing for, I believe it was close to 7 years, as a service coordinator. And I was up from Williamstown to Great Barrington and at all the sites. So I've been doing this for a number of years, and having the Senior Center is kind of like it's in one place instead of traveling from site to site. But I've really got an in-depth understanding of the needs of seniors throughout actually Berkshire County.
And I think that's a good, when we talk about Porchlight, here we are going into the home, and we hear about this all the time, and that people want to stay in their home. There's no doubt about that, and we do have our friends in long-term care and in the facilities as well for those who need that. But let's face it, that's where people want to be. So in order to maintain that, some of what you provide is some of the education. I know Porchlight has come in and provided some of that. Things like falls prevention, which is so important. I mean, do you get excited to go to a falls prevention seminar? I don't know, but some of the tricks that you learn can really save a broken hip or other kinds of injuries that may lead to prolonged sort of illnesses.
Absolutely. Like I said, the fall prevention, we have hearing aid testing, we have foot nurse, all these things, and especially the interaction with other seniors, the lack of, there's isolation. That's our concerns, and some of these surrounding counties where seniors are isolated. The Senior Center brings you in, you socialize. That keeps you mentally healthy. That keeps you at home longer. People are aware of your needs, and they can come to the Senior Center, and if we don't have the answer, we'll try to, with referral from all the agencies we work with. But that socialization is key to keeping seniors at home and healthy. And we do the best to bring in educational programs so the seniors they know what's available to them.
And seniors, of course, can offer so much.
Yes.
And so some of it is getting seniors to come to the Senior Center because they're able to interact with their peers. But I always feel it's a valuable thing to make sure that our older citizens are engaging with our younger citizens. Whether it be in the schools or if the schools are coming and interacting. Whether it's performances or what have you. I'm sure, especially around Christmas time, you probably get a few groups coming in to sing carols and that sort of thing.
We do, and we love having the young people. We had Monument Auto Body Shop come and give the seniors that winterize their car checkup.
Really?
Yes, and it was a wonderful program, and I'd like to do it again this year. And that is something, a goal is to really get more contact with with students. We've got a lot of groups singing and coming in, and Valentine's Day. It just breathes energy in. But the seniors have so much to offer, and they make the senior center. They bring the programs. They run the programs. You know, they're the ones that start the discussion groups, and we run from there with their ideas. So it's really not. They are making the senior center what it is.
Oh, it truly is. Yeah. And I think that's the sort of nature of good leadership there, is the fact that you're able to listen and adapt and respond. So it's fantastic. I remember when you first started there. Yeah. It seems like yesterday.
It
I mean, has it flown?
Yeah, yeah, it has flown. Yes, flown by. It's a wonderful place. We've been wonderful seniors, and it's like a family, and we welcome everybody. Any town, it doesn't matter, you know.
And as far as our size, I mean, we're in Great Barrington, specifically you, but Southern Berkshire County, you know, resources sometimes are difficult, especially as it relates to people having transportation, whether it's just going to a doctor's appointment or especially to see a specialist, which may not be in Southern Berkshire County. You may have to go to Pittsfield, or you may have to go to Springfield for that, or you know, some other place. You know, tell me about that challenge in the rural environment. And we've talked about this frequently with our friends at Community Health Program that see that quite a bit in all citizens, not just seniors in Southern Berkshire County. But is that a challenge? And then how do we respond to that? Are we doing a good job with that?
It is a challenge. Great Barrington, the Claire Teague Senior Center is the only meal site, and well, excluding Lee, that actually has a community meal site. So a lot of the seniors from surrounding areas will come to Great Barrington for the meal site. They all have council on agings, but we're the kind of the focal point for, you know, around the meal. And transportation is always a big issue. It's the #1 unmet need for seniors, and we have a wonderful organization with SBTC, but it's still, there's a lot of, it's difficult to reach all the seniors and get them to where they need to go. So I see them working. The drivers are wonderful, and it's a wonderful organization. But is it difficult to meet? And getting to Pittsfield is definitely something that needs to be looked at, and there's trainings going on right now for regional transportation for that specific reason, getting the seniors into, like you said, a specialist in Pittsfield. It's very difficult, and that's a concern.
Continues to be a challenge.
Yes.
And then part of that is maybe some of it is housing, because you can think of it in a way that if you have seniors living in specific areas, then you can sort of consolidate resources and share rides, or have certain vans that go to those locations. For Great Barrington, I know actually right attached to the senior center, there's senior housing right there as well.
Yeah, that's Great Barrington Housing Authority, which is, it makes sense to have senior housing next to the senior center. So they can try to make it a one-stop as much as possible, to have the resources there. So when they do get their ride, we can offer them as much as we can in one place, but that's not always possible.
Yeah. So as to get the rundown a little bit, I think it's September 20th. You said there's a hoedown.
There is a hoedown.
So
yes.
So what do people need for they have to dress the part, I assume?
Well, we're doing a chili and cornbread bake-off.
Okay.
And so and yes, dress the part, definitely.
So cowboy outfits.
Absolutely, yes.
Plaid shirts.
Yes.
At least do the plaid shirt.
Plaid
jeans,
shirts, cowboy boots.
Banjos.
Well, Cliff Broder and his Western bands play, yes. And this is actually benefit the Great Barrington Police Association.
Okay.
Is sponsoring that for us. So we'll hopefully get a lot of them coming too.
Fantastic. Well, Polly Mann, how can people learn more? How can they get in touch with you at the Claire Teague Senior Center?
Well, you can give us a call. We're there from 8 to 3:30. It's 528-1881. And just give us a call anytime. Someone will answer the phone. If you want to come for lunch, you call a day ahead, and a menu is posted in the Berkshire Eagle, and it's also on our newsletter that's posted on the town website.
And I know that many of your friends from the center are probably watching this There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Because they love public access television.
Yes.
I'm sure. And so here you go. It's Polly Mann, your leader. She is here. So Polly, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate
you so much.
it.
Appreciate it.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
It's a really great center in Great
Appreciate
Barrington. I go to a lot of senior
it's
centers,
great.
so great energy there. So thank you very much. And this has been Porchlight, a presentation of Porchlight VNA and Home Care. I'm John Krol. Thanks for watching.